we will be talking about support for your plants. There are multiple ways to do it. We will show you some of them. So the reason I'm showing you this is a branch which fell off, stick in the ground and use it as a support system.
You could also step up. You can get plastic coated metal stakes. You can get fence stakes. You can use a number of different things to support that up. You can also take these stakes.
Keeping in mind wood has become far too expensive than what used to be. So how to use it for years and years to come.
Hello universes. We would like to go back and let's be friends together.
Well, hello there. Welcome to another episode of our channel, My Friend Bob. I'm not trying to look like Moses. We will be talking about support for your plants. There are multiple ways to do it. We will show you some of them that work for us and whatever we use around us. We will discuss a few others that you can use it. I have Bob Amberg. We'll be discussing a few different methods. So the reason I'm showing you this is a branch which fell off during winter. It's the easiest way. If you have trees around, and you know on our property we have a lot of trees, and during winter things fall. So you can take these, stick in the ground and use it as a support system. Will work very well for things as tomatoes or some of the vinings like peas and stuff. Or use your imagination, you might be able to use for other things also. I see Bob has some stakes. Hello, Bob.
Hello there.
How are you?
Good to see you again. Very good. We're looking at early May. We're finally getting something spring-like. I guess the best place to start with the discussion on supporting is why bother? Number one, with vegetables, the support is going to keep your fruit off the ground. You can get in there, you can see your fruit and pick it much easier. And you can also monitor for like diseases, insects, things like that. So well worth, you get increased production, you keep your plants cleaner, so well worth going through the trouble to stake it. You started out with the most basic of stakes, our stick. You can also you can buy finished pieces of wood. They sell them as tomato stakes, hardwood stakes. Sometimes they're 1 by 1. They come in 3 foot, 4 foot, up to 6 foot, 7 foot lengths. Put them in the ground, you tie your tomato or whatever to them. You could also step up. You can get plastic coated metal stakes. You can get fence stakes. You can use a number of different things to support that up. You can also take these stakes and use several together. Now, a single stake would be great for tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, things like that. If you put several together, form like a teepee. You can also use these stakes for cucumbers, your vining plants. So very versatile, very simple, easy to do, and well worth the effort.
As we move to another support system, keep on watching this video. It's important because Bob will show you how to utilize this wooden stake, and keeping in mind wood has become far too expensive than what used to be. So how to use it for years and years to come. Okay, so Bob, show us this different technique.
Okay, in our next step up, I guess, in our support video here would be going from a single stake that we use to using a couple stakes together. Then you can also run lines in between to support. And you can run multiple lines. Again, these are great for your vining plants, things like that. Or you could these sort of hook onto your stem and help it support too. So you could run your cucumbers up. You'll see we have a little shorter version over there. You can see where we have number going through, and you would wrap and work your plants and let them grow up on themselves. So you go from a single stake to using several stakes together. You can also put your stakes up on the top like this to give it a little bit more support. You see the wire going across. Then you could also get cords like this. Now these are used simply when you go to plant your tomato. You could put your cord underneath, support it so it's in there well. Then as it grows up, you use your supports and clip onto to give that plant some direction and keep it growing up.
Bob, you can also almost train them if you don't have these clips. You can just
Twist ties, you can use zip ties. Use your imagination. Anything to attach it. You don't want to crush the vine when you're trying to attach it. You want to give it some leeway.
because one thing which I have done, especially with tomatoes, they take some of the bottom leaves out and then just keep on twisting the plant itself around it. And every day when you come water, if the plant has gone bigger, you twist it again.
Exactly. You adjust as you go along. Again, you can clean out some of that stuff underneath. It helps to keep that plant open, and you can see the way it's growing a little bit better.
Another very simple method, some twine, I use that especially for my peas. As we're discussing different support methods, we are trying to recommend what goes best. So right now I have some peas growing, and all you do is train it and it'll keep growing in it. Twine, some posts, a very simple method. Tie your twine. So you come back over here. So you'll see this space between the two. You don't have to cut anything. The cutting will happen towards the end. Now go lower. Come back to this side. Try to make it as straight as possible. Eyeball it 2 or 3 times. Come back here again. So what's happening with this design is the plant will come through these 2 twines, and once it catches the first one, it will keep on moving. So once you train it initially, that's all you have to do. The good thing with twine, or the bad thing, whichever way you want to say it, is biodegradable, which also means that you almost have to replace it every year, because with our winter, you can see over here, this is what I did last year and it has broken down. Now let's go and see a different support system. Time-honored tomato cages.
One that we have to look at would be your basic tomato cage. Now your tomato cages are wire. You can get them like this, is probably the most common one. They come in different sizes from 36 inches up to 5 foot. This is probably 4 foot. You can get them usually round like this. I've also seen some that are rectangular or triangular, where you could fold them up, which makes much better for storing. Very easy to grow. You put it in. Usually you want to use another hardwood stake to give it a little bit more support. For tomatoes, peppers, eggplant, like stuff like that, it helps your growth get up. You can get in there. Again, much easier for picking, keeping your fruit clean. I also saw last year an interesting use where they use zucchini. And a problem with zucchini, you can get powdery mildew, you can get squash vine borer. And what it does, the zucchini grows up. You're, again, keeping it much cleaner and much easier to grow. So I'm going to try that this year. I thought it was an interesting use for a plant that can experience some problems.
Bob, I remember I saw that in your backyard, that you're doing it. I did not come and see later what happened out of it. How successful was zucchini? Because I want to do it this year also.
Last year wasn't, but I started so late that I don't think it worked out that well. This year I'm starting, next year I'm going to try, next week I'm going to try doing some of the zucchini plants. I think I'll have a better result. Because again, the concept is great. You're keeping it clean. You can get in there. You're getting better air circulation. You're not getting the powdery mildew. You can monitor for any of the squash vine borer, your insect problems.
Can you use them for cucumbers?
Certainly could, especially your bush varieties that you usually wouldn't. But again, very easy. You put it in, you train that cucumber up so the fruit's hanging out, makes picking much easier, and just servicing the plants much easier.
Cattle fencing is something which is I see, and it looks beautiful in many different settings of gardens. Talk about this one.
Cattle fencing is wire fencing. You can find it at a farm supply store usually. Regular cattle fencing comes, I think it's a 4.5 by 15 feet. So the only problem with it is size. Usually it comes with either a 4-inch to a 6-inch square. So the nice thing with that, it's very durable, but it is reachable. You can reach through this to pick. And again, it's pretty secure as far as it. One of the big problems is getting it. If you get the regular cattle fencing, again, it's big. It's over 4 foot by 15 feet, so it's hard. You can sort of bend it to get it into the back of a pickup truck, or you might look into, you can get smaller pieces usually too. And again, very secure. You want to support it. This has a nice wooden frame. You can also use metal stakes like we've got in the back here, a couple on either side. Not so well used for tomatoes, bushy plants like that. But again, for growing cucumbers, squash, gourds, maybe mini pumpkins, very usable, loofah, things like that that are going to vine. Pumpkins would be rough unless you support the fruit somehow. Supporting fruit isn't a big problem either, where you could just do cloth and make sort of a hammock to hold them up.
So Bob, there was another design we did. It's the same concept as the wire.
As we showed before, again, just a little bit more secure. You got good heavy metal posts. These are probably 7 foot because you got a foot or so in the ground. You have a good, this is a metal pipe or plastic. Well, it's a good support. But here again, you get a better idea of how these tie down supports. You can see the old vine where it was supported and the nylon cord going right into the ground. So just a little bit better example of what we showed you before. Okay, as we get a little further into our discussion on supports, we're getting a little bit more, I would say high tech, but involved. This is I guess an arch support. It's made out of plastic, easily assembled. You can see it goes up and over. It's about 7 foot high and covers easy a 6 foot expanse. Very neat. You could walk through it. It will support it. You could pick it from the outside. You could pick it from the inside. Great for things like cucumbers, gourds, any of your vineyards like that. Very easy to use. It's much like your cattle fencing, which would sort of wrap around. But if you can't get that and get it delivered or get it into your truck, something to think about. This, I think, came from Amazon, but you might find other sources and other farm supply stores.
So since you have made it this far into the video, first we'll show you a technique that I learned from somebody using wooden stakes, but use it in a way that you're able to use it for years to come. What you do is you buy metal stakes, put them in the ground, and then take your wooden stake, using zip ties, just connect it. The best thing about this idea is the wood does not go in the ground because it starts rotting. This wood, whatever you see over here, I've not been taking them away during winter also. This is good 8 to 10 years old and still it holds very well. So the only thing good about this idea, and this is why I was telling you that wood has gone so expensive, and using it this way, yes, you'll pay a couple of bucks for each of these metal stakes, but that's one-time purchase. You can hand me down to your kids. That way they will be in the gardening also. So this is something to remember, and it works very easy. The other good thing, look at the height of these stakes. These are good 10 feet tall. Now, if you had to, whatever tools you had to put them in the ground would be a pain, but putting this smaller 3 foot metal in the ground and just connecting it is much easier. Whatever we showed, these are some of the examples that we're using. There are a few others that we use, but that's a general idea. Before we go, let's talk about a few novel ideas from things around the house that could be a recycle. Bob, you had an idea.
Well, we've gone anywhere from a simple stick to a more complicated structure. And you could use your imagination. My wife is a great one for looking for used wooden ladders, and we'll cut them down to 6 foot, 8 foot pieces. Make a great trellis in the garden, especially if you have limited spaces. You could use an old patio umbrella without the thing, just to make like a teepee. You could use a regular fan trellis. There's many different things you could use. Anything to support that plant, get it up, make it easier to pick, keep the plant cleaner, and just generally more enjoyment in the garden for you.
So not only use your imagination, gardening should not become a chore in terms of a lot of work, one, and too expensive. The joke which goes around is, I spent $500 to get a pound of tomatoes. People who do it that way, they're not gardening, they're competing with others, and that's not what we're trying to do. Use your imagination. You can take a couple of sticks, some twine, and build whatever you want. I've seen some very beautiful designs people have made. A bit of work goes in it, but if you have time, why not? At least you would not spend too much money. When at Bob's old farm, he was growing a grass which used to go very tall. It was not like bamboo, but to understand, it looked like bamboo. It was not as thick as bamboo, but you can say it was knocked down bamboo. And there were some families who will come and ask Bob around fall when they were actually dying down, can they take it? And what I realized was they will take those and put them together and do some kind of trellises. So use your imagination.
That was Japanese reed grass. Yes, it's very, very easy to use.
So I hope you saw something new. I hope you enjoyed what we showed you. Quite a windy day today. I do not know how much this wind noise will be able to get rid of, but that's what nature is. And I didn't want to wait another day for the wind to die down. We're not doing a video show. We are showing it as we are. We like to use your hands. As I always say, we're trying to build a community with like-minded people, so that we can learn from each other. Do write in the comment section, because that helps us to build that community. I've already said in a previous video that this year I am giving away plants, vegetables, flowers, you name it. They are more unique than your regular. So in terms of tomatoes, I'm not just doing your regular beefsteaks or cherries. I'm doing some unique ones. Same with peppers. We would like you to grow a garden this summer. No strings attached. We are giving vegetables and flowers seedlings for free. And we will be running a campaign on Facebook. So do come and join us on Facebook also, so that if you need plants, you can take them. In return, all we are asking is just take pictures and share with us, either in comments or send us directly. We just want to build a community. Bob, you have any last?
Well, thank you for watching. I hope you guys need a lot of support for all the stuff your vegetables produce. So hopefully you enjoyed it and you learned something.
Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.